The problem with foreplay is this, that if it is foreplay, the one which is important is actually the play. The fore and the post is actually less important. So if you get the play, sometimes we abandon the fore and we zoom and we focus on the play. Foreplay is actually very popular. You know, preparing for this talk, I wanted to see what other people are talking about foreplay. And so I tried to Google the problem with foreplay. I can't find a single website talking about the problem of foreplay. Everybody believes in foreplay. So this is very popular. The idea behind foreplay is that when man is ready, the woman is dry. So what you have to do is some things to get the woman started. But as we mentioned, for men, no problem. Desire will start arousal. If you don't have desire, arousal will start desire, and then it will snowball. But for woman, when the desire is not there, arousal, no entry. And worse still, when you want to force it, when the arousal is uninvited, it's even worse. It can become a fight. Even if they continue to have sex, it doesn't mean that they are together. We repeat this many times. Maybe some of you may not believe me. So I give you 3 kinds of evidence. Number 1 is our cases, our own cases. We have many cases where the wife actually say, sometimes they feel irritated, come back from the work, in the office, they come back, they have to work at home, and they are tired, so on and so forth, and the husband comes swaying, swanky like Casanova, try to seduce the wife, and start touching her all over the place, and they actually feel irritated, and they say, and when the husband argue, but actually I'm doing this for your own good because I'm getting you started. The wife would come back and say, how can you be preparing me? I was not even interested. You didn't even ask me. Clearly this is actually for you. You are doing this to get me started so that you can enjoy yourself. But you may contend that this is actually our cases. We have weird cases in Singapore. Then I give you another evidence. This is from America. In the 1980s, this woman, Sheer High, did a nationwide survey in America of what women think about sex. And one chapter is about foreplay. Many entries are like this. I give you one example. I resent men engaging in some activity because they think it will stimulate me. I doubt that clitoral stimulation is even remotely interesting to men, except that it makes them feel powerful in getting a reaction from the woman. I do not cooperate with patronizing nonsense. The third evidence, if you think this is all about women and women are always not happy about sex, this is actually from a man. And here is a good summary of what happens, what is the problem with this foreplay. So with the emphasis on sexual readiness, foreplay as defined and practiced focuses more on stimulating physical arousal than sparking desires, cajoling the brain to follow the body when it should be the other way around. These are the examples that I offer to you to tell you that this mismatch actually happens. But the problem with foreplay, I want you to understand, with this foreplay, core-play, after-play model, it's actually not foreplay itself. You Google foreplay, you can find all sorts of techniques. I will encourage you to learn from them, because the problem is not the foreplay technique. The problem with foreplay is not foreplay. The problem with foreplay is you putting it only before you play. Okay, so it's the attitude that you have towards foreplay. The reason why that is not good is because if you do that, then your end goal is actually intercourse. Whereas intercourse is animalistic. What the Prophet does is it actually brings in the mind and the soul into the experience.